camera's there. Let's get into this jazz. Let's go ahead straight into new project. Let's not do that. All right, let me just bring up my stream view. There we go. So what's actually happening at the moment is there's a local short film festival called Lights, Camera, Action, and we've got 10 days to make a short film, and we have to use 10 items or locations from around Canberra that they provide to you. I need to start creating some assets because it starts on Friday. So I've already got the script all written out. Actually, I might paste that on Patreon just so people can see it. And then, yeah, I just got to start creating some of the scenery. I think there's about 4 or 5 locations I need to create. This will be the ending scene. And so what we need to do is go ahead and start creating kind of like a bank vault. Not kind of like a bank vault. We need to create a bank vault because that's how it finishes. So straight away, what I'm going to do to start off with is I'm going to import just one of my random characters, and that music is just a smidgen too loud. Shush. Thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and import one of my random characters. It is public. Good. So people can find this. Let's go into F, temp. So we need I need just a random character purely for scale. Temp characters. Character testing. Here we go. And let's go default character import. Hey buddy! How you doing? So just explain, we're going to create a scene for an animated short film. And we're going to go from there. Alright, so which temp character do I have? That is this French waiter from one of the animated short films that we created. Let's go Control J, and we find that Blender just works really nice like that. So we're going to start off with the base scene. Let's go maybe 5. I think that's a little bit too big. Let's go scale 4. And what it's going to kind of be is, let's just kind of make our blocking so we can kind of have a look what it's going to look like. I'm just going to quickly put a whole bunch of them in. Control B to do a bevel. Control I. Actually, oh, darn it. Let's select that. And if we go up to select, we can select similar. Select similar area. Select that one as well. Select similar. And then that'll kind of select everything that's there. Let's go delete faces. Lovely. So that's going to be kind of like our bars. From a very wet and cold Ireland. Lovely. It is hot in Australia. And then what it's going to be is we will create something like this. Let's just go P. Oops. Let's just go P, separate by selection, and then this will be our door, kind of like our vault door. Okay, so we're going to have a circle like that, and what we will probably do is throw a table in the middle. Let's go scale 0.5. Nope, sorry. Control Z. Scale X 0.5. GZ 1.2, that's a little bit too high. GZ 1, rotate Z 90 degrees, and then I'll make that a little bit bigger. And then what we're going to do is, for purpose of this story, I'm just going to have kind of like a whole bunch of cash just sitting on the table, and then that kind of adds to part of that story on why he's here, and then obviously what happens next. Now around the walls, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating kind of like a lockbox. That's going to be fairly straightforward. The camera's there. That's going to be fairly straightforward because we're going to try and create one and then array modify that puppy. I am good. Thank you, Klebo. Alright. Let's continue just to block just a little bit more, and then we can kind of work out what we're doing. Let's go rotate Y 90 degrees. It'll be kind of like this. GX, and I'm holding control to snap. Let's go GZ 0.5. 2.5 meter wall. And then what it's going to be kind of be is, let's maybe split it like that. And then these will be all our boxes. Something like that. Delete edge loops. Oh, you suck. Let's not do that then. What we might do then is select that, V to rip, and then we can select this, delete edge loops. And then from here, I'm going to press I to do an inset, but I want to do I again to do individual insets. And so I'm just still blocking at the moment. What we can do now is, because I kind of want to copy that, let's just throw in an array modifier along the y-axis. -1, please. Bam, bam. Lovely. Let's bring it back to there. Control LP, separate by selection. That way our bars are separate. G to the Y. So something like that. Let's go E to extrude, and we'll scale on the Z. I didn't say rendered mode, but thank you very much for doing that. Yes, I am making a vault. So to me, that looks pretty good. I think it's too wide. And obviously, because we've been blocking it, we can actually see that it doesn't really work. So let's go ahead and maybe bring it in a meter. Is that one? There we go. Cool. Let's go ahead and Control A, apply that location. And then what I can do is come into modifiers and we can go mirror modifier. And then we can see that does look a lot better. Let's go Shift D, rotate. Okay, if you want to be like that. And we will move it to about there. Let's get rid of that mirror modifier. Rotate 180. And then we can bring this back. Yeah. To me, I think that looks quite nice. And obviously, I can talk. Finishing it off. If I just put in some loop cuts like this. And then what we'll have is Shift D, P, separate by selection. Let's grab that. E to extrude on the Z, 2.5. And then this is what it'll kind of look like. And maybe we can put some shenanigans here, some crud, just to fill it out. But yeah, that's kind of what we're going to be doing. Now, I know the way this shot is going to work is that there needs to be something that kind of like represents a doorway, and this is kind of like where he comes from. My initial thoughts when designing this, it was going to be like a doorway in with the box, and so like maybe there's a broken frame or something, or maybe we can do something along the bars, because this is where the character comes through in the middle of the night. Germany, jeez, welcome from Australia. Let's go ahead. I just want to finish off blocking. I to do an inset, E to extrude. I don't like that. Let's go ahead and edge loop, Control B. Edge loop, Control B. And then what I'm just going to do is select that, select similar area. That's not similar area, but thank you for trying, Blender. No, that one. And that one, and that one. E to extrude. It's just going to be a table like so. And then we'll throw our pieces of cash on there. What's the roof going to look like? I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's jump into Bank Vaults. And we'll see if we can get some inspiration. I do like this doorway, which kind of works out well, because he steps through that and then he ends up straight into the vault, can see the money, and then we can kind of maybe put a special border around the doorway that represents on the other side. Beautiful. Is this? Yes, it is the short for camera film festival. Kenya. Jeez. How you doing? Good morning from New Zealand. Lunchtime. NL? Netherlands? Can't be New Zealand. New Zealand's a couple of hours in front. I would say it's the Netherlands. Welcome. But this is what I'm kind of going for, and I think this photo here really works well. That doorway there, I like how there's that little ramp, and then we will have these very simple plain lights above. I think that's the way to go, and if we have a look in here, we can see that we've still got those lights as well. Definitely going to be going with these boxes. I do like that. Yeah, okay. I say, yeah, we go with something like that. We're not really going to be seeing this mechanism. I mean, we could. But I'm fairly happy with how that looks, and we'll kind of just build around it. How many weeks until the festival? It starts Friday. Climate which is very fast, but due to the air drag, the Colossus Simulator, is there a way to reduce the air drag when it's moving? I'm not too sure. I will have to have a play with that one. Is a short film a heist? An accidental heist? Let's go with that. But yeah, I think after the stream, I'll release the script on the Patreons, and then people can get they can get their input, and we'll go from there. All right, so let's go ahead now and start building this up. I reckon we start off with the frame. So let's go Shift S, cursor to selected, and let's go ahead and create a nice frame. Rotate X like so. Beautiful. This can go to the bottom. I want to make sure it's sitting on 0. White global. There we go. So it's sitting on the bottom. It's a 2 meter frame. Is that the right height? Let me just quickly have a look. Door frame Australia standards. 2.4. Okay. So what we can do is select that. That'll be 2.04. 2.04. Width, I think, was... It said 800 mil, so that's... Let's just go 0.5. This here is 0.5. So it's a little bit bigger. I mean, that's fine. Get stuffed. Minus 0.5. Minus 0.5. I think for the sake of this animation, yes, we'll make it a little bit bigger. From here, I'm going to press... Let's go I to do an inset. And we're going to go something like that. And then I'm going to scale it up. And we'll go GZ, just push back into the ground a bit. And then we can select this main face and go delete face. Alright. Now the question is what are we going to do that's going to make the doorway kind of like represent the other side? So money and just crud. The mechanism that seals the door. Hope that's fluent. Yeah, probably. But the finished shot will be something like this, and then it'll like come out and we'll see the vault door, and then people will probably understand that he is locked in there. So I think that'll be the final shot. How to represent this doorway, I'm still trying to think. But yeah, we'll go with that. So we will do this. I think what we'll do is I will make this kind of like my thingamabob. Is we will grab this and we'll just go GZ. Something like that, because we know that I love doing those pieces. For those of you who have been watching the stream. Do I still have the other? No, I don't. I love creating that shape. I don't know why. It's just, I love it. We might even do maybe an inset. We could do like a bevel. So might as well just work on this door frame, because I think it's semi-important for people to understand that it is the same door frame. I know I'm being really vague about the story, but so let's go like so. Maybe what we'll do is select this section in here, Control B to do a bevel. So we have something like that. From here I can go Shift left click and then Control numpad minus. Yeah. Oh, not it's not bad. That's the bar coming through. I am just going to press Control A on that one, and we're going to delete that now. And I reckon we now just fix up the geometry on this. So let's put an edge loop through here, and oops, I'm going to box select all that, delete faces, and then that way we can come in and add a mirror modifier. Lovely. From here I'm just going to press Control I and H to invert the selection just so we're looking at the door. So let's go ahead now and just fix, yeah, just so it's a little bit smoother. So what I'm just going to do is cheat, knife tool, C so it cuts through the whole mesh, and then I'm going to press A to make sure we're at 90 degrees. Enter. K, C, A. There we go. Enter. Lovely jubblies. Select that one again. K, A, C. CA, enter. And now technically we should have a loop cut. Beautiful. Perfect. Perfect. Excellent. Exactly what I wanted. Let's just kind of keep that there because I might use that for future reference. And then I'm going to grab this face here, Shift D. Let's scale that in a little bit on the Y, scale it up on the Z, G to the X, E to extrude. That's a nice boulder. So let's go Alt H to unhide all my pieces, and I am really liking that. It's a detail, but you set the door height. Yes, I completely agree. I think I did move it back up. If I select this face here, all right, I can move it up 0.04. Oop. GZ 0.04. And then that's, yeah, pretty much right on. Right bang on. Excellente. So on top of that, we're going to make the door that sits in here. So let's go ahead with that. I do like these bars, how they work. I'm just going to spread them out a little bit. There we go. So that's kind of sitting with the door frames. From here, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select all these top pieces, make sure we're in wireframe mode, delete faces, and then we'll come to the bottom here and delete faces. Now when I select everything, I can go Control. They're not square, which is kind of annoying, but what we can do is come up to the top here, and where it's the pivot point, we'll change that to individual origins. Origins, not oranges. And then we scale along the X. Let's roughly get something that's a little bit square. Let's make sure that it still fits our door frame. Lovely. Let's just go into medium point, scale, Shift Z, just something like that. Beautiful. Control. Now I can do Control B and just give it some round bar. Nice. Let's go merge by distance, just make sure everything's okay. And did I make a headache for myself? I think I did. Yep. Delete. Shift S, cursor world origin. Let's go ahead and go into a cylinder. And we'll plop that in there, like so. Let's just kind of guesstimate. Beautiful, as big as we can go. And then from here, let's scale on the Z axis. Nice. From here we can jump over, add in that array. Let's go G to the X. Move it all the way over. Obviously, we'll create a frame. What are we looking at? That? Nope. That one? Nope. That one? Okay, now we're a little bit too far apart. That one there. Nope. Oh, fuck, you suck. I'm just trying to line up the bars so they're lined up as much as possible. I think we go with that. So I'm just going to go Control A, apply that. From here, let's put an edge loop there, and then we can come in, select these two edge loops. See? Yeah, okay, cool. Just checking. G to the Z. Select all that. These two edge loops, delete faces. Nice. We should probably done it for these ones as well. Let's go like so. G to the Z. Bring it up like so. And then we'll select these pieces here. P, separate by selection. Well, I'm an idiot. All right, let's go ahead and grab all this. G to the Z, bring it all the way down. And we will have to fix that up anyway. So I'm not being too fussed about it. Let's go G, Z, bring it back down. There we go, just kind of keep everything uniform. Nice. Is this recorded? Yes. Kind of. The robots in Tron, yes. Specs. Specs means squat. But I am running a 3080, but obviously I'm not rendering anything at the moment, so it's kind of pointless. Ryzen 7 something, and only 32 gig of RAM. I say only, but still. Are you going to play the next song? Thank you. Okay. So from here, let's go ahead and maybe create some sort of doorway. So I'm going to start off by grabbing what we have. I'm going to grab these 4 points. This one and this one. Shift D, P, separate by selection. Come on, buddy. Come on. There we go. And we'll press F. I. Delete face. Let's go turn on clipping. And then we can move that into the middle. Delete face. I think this one needs to be maybe a little bit bigger. And this one needs to come up a bit. Let's go ahead and make sure that it's what are you doing? What the hickabotham are you doing? You should be like that. Okay, let's find our Z. There it is. GZ. G to the X. Because we are making a bit of a sturdy frame for the door. And then we can go G, Y. E to extrude. And this would be more prevalent for the end shot. Nice. I reckon though, we could probably still even grab this X, move it in a bit. Scale on the Y. Maybe we can actually sit out a little bit. Let's just throw a bevel modifier on there as well. A little bit too much. 0.01. We've got a bit of yuckness here. Let's go Shift N to flip the normals. And you're a jerk. Oh, there's a face in there. Let's go delete face. Is there a face up the top here? Nope. Sick! Excellent. So that's, to me, looking quite nice. I think that door does look a little bit thick. Yeah, that looks yuck, doesn't it? Oops, let's scale everything. Scale on the Y. I think it needs to sit something like that. Shift S, cursor to selected. Let's go ahead and throw in a cylinder, even though I was going to say, yeah, let's just throw in some hinges and we'll see what it looks like. Ugh, itchy nose. From here, I'm just going to put in some edge loops. Control B to do a bevel. Oops. 3 lines, Control numpad minus, Alt S to bring it in. And then what happens now is when we do nothing, we kind of have this. Very descriptive marker, well done. No, thank you. Tab into edit mode, G. Place that one there. And Shift D, Z. Place that one there. G, Y. So we've got something like that. Some really big get stuffed hinges. Oh. Nice. Control L, G to the Z. Bring that down. Excellent. That's looking quite suave. And then the next thing we need to do is kind of create a almost like locking mechanism scale on the y-axis. There we go. G to the X. Let's just scale that. Something like that. From here, let's go Shift S, cursor to selected, and then I'm going to go into a cylinder. Rotate X 90 degrees, scale. Maybe what we might do is just select this edge loop, delete vertices. And Control LP, separate by selection. So I'm going to make this a cutter. Let's go ahead and grab these 3 pieces here. E to extrude Z, scale Z 0. Select everything. E to extrude. That is a big key. Let's bring it down. Something like that. What we can do now with that, let's just make sure the normals are faced the right way with the Shift N. Shift left click, Control numpad minus. And we now have a cut. Control A. And, whatever, so that's fine. Oh, that doesn't really work, does it? So what we need to do here, that's a massive key, isn't it? We'll just cheat, even though we're not really going to be seeing this. So I'm not really worried so much. Let's go E to extrude along the y-axis. Control L. E to extrude along the Z-axis. And then I'm going to grab this face in here. Delete face. There we go. I reckon that is suffice for the door. Nice. The hinges are on the right way, so we've got to make sure that it actually opens up. What is the longest session? I really want to do a 24-hour session. Emerged. Ah! Felicia White. Go check out her channel. Also, some really cool assets. Let me quickly crack one open. This is one that they have. Edge detection. So it's kind of... Nope. Delete. Oh my goodness. What have you done to me? So they've got kind of like material node setups for doing this kinds of jazz. So jump on the Discord somewhere. Just put a link in, please. But yeah, check out some really cool assets. And I think you would have seen some of them if you follow my channel. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Really helps me out. Whoa! Okay, 56 people. Sick. All right, so let's continue on this table. It's all right. I'm just trying to think how we're going to be doing cache. I think it'd be probably better just to do kind of like a textured one. But we can work that out a little bit later. It's going to be Australian money, so it's going to be bright green, bright yellow, no pinks, no blues, reds, nah, stuff it. Let's go with the greens. Oh, For the actually. So, for those of you who are interested, this is what 100 looks like. Is that in frame? Let me just have a quick switch. So, and it's plastic. So that's $100 note. That's being a wog for you. Let's for cash. So yeah, there we go. That's what, just in case anyone was ever wondering. Oh wait, I got green screen turned on. I don't have green screen. So let me just quickly turn that up. Right click, properties, right click, filters, here we go. Minus. Are you sure? Yes. All right, there we go. So that looks now a lot better. Oh, my helmet's up there. But yeah, that's what an Australian $100 note looks like. For those of you who were wondering who the people are, don't know, don't care. Let's come back into here. Beautiful. You can make the gold. Nah, I'm not going to keep them. I'll probably keep them like a metal color. The bottle was green. No, it's actually blue, yeah. I saw him from the back. Yeah, so this guy was... Oh, I really should post that joke up on this channel. I did try a secondary channel with just all my animated short films. Failed. I think I might actually bring that video onto this. Okay, so let's have a look at how we're going to be creating these boxes. So if we jump back into here, let's go have a quick look at bank lock boxes. No, I want it in a bank. All right, so let's have a look at what we're looking at, kind of like in a post office. So we could do something nice and clean like that, or we could do something a little bit dirtier. I actually do prefer something like that. That's going to be a lot quicker to make, and in the hopes as well. Oh, look at this one. So that's kind of got an inlay. The box is actually sitting in, but then obviously the hinges are external. So with this one though, it looks like you put the key in. Oh no, it opens up. Let's go with this. I think would be the best way to go. It's not going to be a feature piece, and we want to keep the render times kind of like as quick as possible. I don't want to be bogged down in rendering, so we'll probably go with something nice and flat. Maybe do a object projection of just some nice clean metal. And then what we'll do as well, we will separate all the pieces and we'll use the random object texture, which I can't think of it right now, but we will look at that a little bit later. So let's go ahead and maybe start creating some of these boxes. We do have one array panel, so we will probably just keep to this scale. So let's go ahead. I'm going to clear everything except for the top left. That one and that one. Delete vertices. Select that. Let's press F to create a face. And then we'll go E to extrude down to 0 over here, buddy. 0. From here, let's put in... I do kind of want bigger ones down the bottom. Something like that. And I think it'd be better to have a whole bunch. I think, yeah, that seems like a nice size. And then from here, what we can do is maybe we'll leave these bottom ones. And now that I am thinking, I really do like that kind of like as if there is that border around. So let's go ahead with that. Let's do a Shift D and hide. From here, what I'm going to do is I to do an inset. Something like that. Control I to invert my selection and delete faces. So it's left with that. Alt H. Oops. Let's select just this face. The other thing as well is now the array don't line up, these two. And that's because we've deleted a little bit on the left and the right. I'm hoping that I can do this right now. And what we want to do, yeah, select this one, come into the array, object offset. That one? Nah, I hate you. You suck. Darn it. Ah, what? So what I'm trying to do is copy that array information from another one. Fit length? Nope. I hate you. Whatevs. Whatevs. Let's go Control Z. We'll undo all that jazz. Alright. Before we... Nope. Keep going. Back. There we go. I think what I might... Let's kind of grab... Oh, suck a lemon. E to extrude Z, and I'm just going to keep that. Let's go ahead and select them. We will go select similar area, and we'll start off by delete faces. Oh, actually, that'll work. And then what we can do from here is we can go E to extrude, pull it out, select everything. Pull it back a smidgen so that when we go Alt H, yeah, nice. And that works out really well. We can select our frames, then we can throw on a bevel just to kind of give it a little bit of a rounded thickness. Let's go 0.01 and then we'll bump it up to 2. 0.02? Nah, you're a jerk. Alright, so I'm fairly happy with how that looks. I think, though, we need to put in kind of something in there. Plastic money, more waste. That's not good for the environment. You don't throw money away. Well, I mean, well, you don't put it in the bin. Yeah, we throw money away. Yeah, it does. I do like that. I really should have done it. So let's go ahead and we will do the same. Make it off the ground. Let's go I to do an inset. See if we can keep it the same jazz. E to extrude. Just pull that all the way back. Delete faces. Nice. Did I do it on the wrong one? Don't. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's cool. That's cool, Marco. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. All right. So from here, what can we do just to give it a little bit of extra detail? I know. Let's go Shift S, cursor toward origin. We'll throw in a plane, G to the Z, and we will make kind of like almost like a fancy nameplate. But in the hopes that we can hide this, we might have to manually texture this. Let's go rotate X, Y 90 degrees. And then what we'll do is I'm going to select the corners, Control Shift B. To bevel vertices, Control Shift B. And then it's almost like a nameplate. Let's go E to extrude. Okay, come on. You can do this, buddy. G. Okay, it's a little bit too big. Let's kind of maybe grab all this. C. G, Y. Let's kind of grab that. And then from here we'll go into an array. 0, 1. What we might do just to start off with is I'm going to select it like so. And then let's kind of create a whole bunch. And then we'll manually try and line it up with the edge. One more, buddy. And what I've done is I've gone all the way to the left. That is looking good. And so now when I move this like so, it's all off kilter. Let's go Z and we will put in another array. This time that 1, -1, blah, 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 blah. And we will increase that to something like... Oh yeah, underneath, Marco, come on. Pay attention, buddy. One more. And then I'm kind of lining up this one. Oh, actually, nope, that's wrong. Go down one. And we will line it up like so. And then when we go GZ, bring that down. And now what it looks like, nothing. GX, we'll push that all the way to the edge. That, can you please just sit in there? Nice! So now we've got that, and obviously if we come in, new material, and we just, for instance, for now, I'm just going to make it like a yellow color. These here can be a metallic color. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put some... Kenji, welcome. And then we'll go ahead and put some other stuff around. So let's go into play some music. Inspirational music is what it's labeled as. Let's go like that, and we'll throw the metallic up. Material, we'll just go metal. Caps lock's on, buddy. Metal. You are now metal as well. And we don't have a light. Let's just throw in a area light just for now. Where's my area light? Can I have an area light, please? Thank you. G to the Z, scale it up. We'll probably come in and put a few more area lights. 500. What am I doing? Rendered mode. Ugh. Ugh. Yuck. But that's kind of what we're going for. If I give this a metallic look, that yellow really doesn't work. And then you can kind of see what these are meant to be. What we actually might do is I'm going to go into this view. Let's go Shift S, cursor to selected. Add in a cylinder. Whoops. Shift A, cursor to selected. Let's go 6 vertices. Scale that puppy in. Rotate on the Y-axis. Scale. G, Y. Shift D, G, Y. I'm just going to give that a bit of a rotation just so it's not standard. Sticking out ever so slightly. Lovely. Control L to select everything that's linked. We'll just call this one gold. And then this one here is going to be our metal. A soin. What's up? Not yet. And then bear with me. Okay, so that's looking quite nice. I'm fairly happy with that. I have no idea where my phone is. All right, let's go into rendered view. Something like that. Let me just quickly jump over into this. Just kind of like off stream for a sec. All right. So now that we've kind of like added that, it's kind of given us a little bit of detail. Let's come into this material, and I think what we're missing is it's not really popping out. So what I might do is go into so what I was going to put in was an ambient occlusion node. But the question is, do I render in cycles or Eevee? Obviously Eevee is going to be way faster. So I think that's probably going to be a little bit more attractive. The nameplates on the left of the doors. You are correct, good sir. You are very correct. So let's go ahead and... Oh, there's no mirror modifier. That's fine. Okay, we'll flip that later on. This here is obviously a little bit of an issue, but we'll fix that up because once we've created kind of like one section, it's all an array, and then we'll fix that up. Okay. I think that works out nice. What's going on here? Oh, so we've got a little bit of a break in there. It's not too bad. I think that's okay. Okay, I'm going to do that. And like you can see that the shading is a bit off. What I'm going to do is come into the object data. Let's go into normals, auto smooth. What the? What's going on here, buddy? Control L, G. No? How bizarre. Don't know what that is. That's a future Marco problem. So I'm just quickly going ahead and apply a whole bunch of materials. So let's just select everything. And we'll select the metal as last. Copy material to selected. Oops, missed one. Copy material to selected. So to me, that doesn't look too bad. I'm not a fan of this at all. I think the Blender Fanatic, thank you, buddy. It's semi bank heist. Semi. Yo, does anyone know how to auto merge vertices actually work? No idea. I know though, if you press M, if you're in edit mode and you press M, and you can do merge by distance, and then you can kind of increase that number, and then do obviously merge more. All right. So what I was going to do is create a secondary material. Let's duplicate that material. So metal, we'll call this darker. And then I'm just going to throw that one on there. And that, yeah, there we go. That kind of just makes it stand out a little bit more. This gold color, I think, is ugly. And obviously we'll hide all those details. Now the other thing as well is we don't really have any way of opening them. Let's leave that for now. Oops, bars, hey, you gotta be metal as well. Alright, so from here, let's go ahead and have a look at the table. And I'm just gonna start kind of like bouncing around and start building. Give it a slight emission, that's what I'm thinking, but I think maybe once we put lights in, it might look a little bit better, because at the moment we've just got the one area light. If we go 200, yeah, I think that looks a lot nicer, a lot cleaner. The pyramid scheme changed the threshold in the options. You reckon? That's fine. Yeah, Markham video is always great. Just too short. Markham doesn't stream for like 4 hours like the goats. What? Oh, okay. I see what's going on. Yeah, so, but with the short videos, I started this channel because every video on Blender was like 45 minutes, an hour long. And so I found that whenever I was learning something, you know, I had to watch that for like 30 seconds. So that's why you'll find a lot of my videos are a lot shorter. Unfortunately, they don't get as many views. Purely for the fact is that I'm not doing those massive projects. It's all just like, this is how you fix this stuff, or this is how you do this. So I think that's stuff that I'm going to start building. But I think with the direction of the channel, to be more start looking at the animation process, which I don't think too many people are doing. There is a really cool channel called JMZ Films or something. He uses a lot of Omniverse for rendering, but that's a very nice channel that I watch every once in a while. I digress. Okay, so from here, let's go ahead. I'm just going to grab this, scale it up a bit, just come into extreme PBR combo, and you know me. Select nope. This here. Let's come into concrete, smooth. Definitely a smooth concrete. Let's throw that on the ground, and we will add new. Nope. We will add new. Let's maybe increase the UV texture scale. Over here, buddy, let's go into rendered view. And to me, that looks not too bad. I'm really liking the ambient occlusion. Hey Marco, how about you save? I like to live dangerously. How do I not have a folder? Okay, new LCA 2020, and this is going to be bank scene, whatevs. All right, lovely. Whatevs. Shut up. What was I doing? Okay, let's just go ahead and we'll probably flip this concrete. Let's go ahead and hide that. Shift D to the Z, rotate Y 180. Go GZ, bring it up like so. G to Z, bring it down. Looking at the scale, these are pretty high. This is almost like 3 meters. That's a little bit too much, I think. Let's go GZ, bring it down. I think that's more respectable size. And then from here we can select these, G to the Z, bring it down. And then if we kind of have a look, let's go into rendered view. I don't know what's up with that, but that's a future Marco problem. Alright, just bear with me. I just have to fix something up. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Okay, let's have a look. Paneling on the ground. Bit of paneling on the ground and ceiling wouldn't look bad. I completely agree. So what we might do is let's go ahead with this. Maybe we'll put an edge through there. Control B. So something like that. Select these edges. Let's go Control B to do a bevel. Control numpad minus. And we're just going to put like maybe a bit of a groove in the ground like so. Oops, come into rendered view, please. I think let's maybe make that groove a little bit bigger. Scale. Ooh, that's not going to work, is it? Whoops. Select that and that. Something like that. And whoops. Oh, come on. Not Control B. Scale. On the X. There we go. I think that looks a little bit better. The roof, I do like that idea. And what we might do is we'll put an edge loop like so. Nope, Control Z, Control B. And go something like that. Let's put in a Control B like so. Control B again. And then what we can do is select that and that, G to the Z. I just kind of want to... I'm just thinking, trying to run ideas. I think that this concrete up here is too, like, reflective, maybe? Oh, gosh. Okay, maybe we'll just try a different material. That's glossy. Interesting. I wonder what's going on. I don't think that's really worked as well as I hoped. I feel like something is missing. I don't know. Let's come back over here. Yeah, your content is short and concise. How much does that add on? No idea. There is a link in the description. Go through the Blender Market. Animating is an area that doesn't get a lot of... Yeah, but at the end of the day... Sorry, I'm just reading your comment pyramid. I will be doing quite a bit of cheating because I got like a mocap suit that I just went out and, you know, invested in. You got the same type of blinds I do. Hi all, gonna lurk. Oh, lurk away. Simple material, yeah. In home painting, traditional interiors that are ceiling. Yes, correct. I completely agree, and I think that's just something I'm gonna have to try and sort out. Roughness is all the way up. I'm just having a look. What's this? Is this specularity? What if we bring that down? Bring it up? Nah. Nah. It's weird. I'm just going to delete it. I don't trust it. So what we might do for now is let's go ahead and go into a cube. Shift S, cursor wheel to origin. Let's create a cube, and then I'll go G, Z. And what we're going to do now is kind of create a like a lamp, like a fluorescent tube style light. Let's go loops, Control B to do a bevel. Why am I doing this in rendered view? Something like that. From here, I can select these two edges. E to extrude. Scale, Shift Y, something like that. That's the same. Scale on the Y-axis. Noise, and then we can grab these two, Control B to do a bevel. Like so. Let's put an edge loop through there. I'm just thinking now, I kind of want to grab this edge loop. Let's get rid of these three faces. From here, I'm going to press I to do an inset. I again. Something like that. E to extrude. Crud. Alt S. Something like that. Okay. Okay. Nope. I don't need a vertex group. I need two materials. Bam, bam. Let's go light. Caps lock. Oh, jeez. Light. And we'll make this an emission. White. Assign. Got to remember, hit the assign button. up here, and we can make this. We'll just make it metal for now. All right. Let's just go shade smooth, and we'll come down into here, auto smooth. How's that looking? That's looking, it's looking okay. From here, we're going to delete all this. Come on, buddy. Actually, we'll scale along the Z0, GZ, and we'll just plump that up, delete faces. All right, so now if we go into rendered view, what are we looking at? This is what our light looks like. So that means we can probably dump one in here. Let's go mirror modifier, and we'll make the mirror the room. And if we do Y, yeah, that's not going to work. So let's remove the Y, and kind of like if we, you know, line it up. Y, come on, buddy. Something like that. Let's go ahead and throw in an array modifier. And this one will be maybe something like that. Jeez. Like so. I think that's in the wrong position. I think it should be more like this. Oh, I gotta work out what to do with this roof. Because, I mean, obviously we're in a bank. Doesn't need to be anything flash. I'm just going straight to the top. And then if we kind of come into here, that doesn't look too bad. Obviously, if we put on some bloom and ambient occlusion, pump that up to 5. Nice. Nice. Ceilings could have some light fixtures. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. I just got back from getting some fantastic Alt-E. Oh, really? I've been always using the pivot point. Merger. Always knows stuff. But I'm happy with how that looks. I'm really happy with how that's turned out. I think this table here is completely wrong. So let's grab those 4 vertices. Control I, delete vertices. Let's go F, and then we'll scale that in. E to extrude. Let's go maybe 0.1. Nope. That's 100. 0.02. So it's 2 centimeters. Well, that seems... GZ 0.01. There we go. About 3 centimeters thick. Shift S cursor to selected. And we'll go ahead and create some chair legs. Table legs, 32. Let's go scale. Something like that. Where's my table? Table is there. Let's go GZ. I think this table leg might be a little bit thick. Nah, should be right. Should be right, mate. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, nah, yeah. Let's go, nope, x-axis, y-axis, beautiful. And then there we go, we've got our table. Table's looking a little bit high. Probably about here-ish. Looks nice. Maybe what we'll do is let's move this in just a bit. No, that looks like rubbish. Let's move it out a bit. Something like so. No camera. Let's go Shift A. Let's add in a camera. If I go Control Alt Numpad 0, the camera will go to my view. Control S, let's save that. F12. That is because there is a wall there. Alt H. GZ5. F12. And we'll just kind of like have a look. That doesn't look too bad. Concrete is terrible. I would really like for there to be something along there. Also, these boxes down the bottom, we've stuffed them up. Oops. So let's go ahead and fix that up now. So both of these meshes. Let's grab all this jazz. GZ, bring that up. See if I had in cycles. Well, actually, let's have a look. So, because at the end of the day, if I'm going for a 3-minute film, and that is like 6,500 frames-ish, and so I need it to be as short as possible. So the render times at the moment are 0.74 of a second, where obviously if we jump into cycles, GPU, F12, first frame is always going to be the longest. And as well, I don't need 4,000 frames. So let's bring that down to 256. Denoise is on. You can be 64, F12. So let's just kind of have a quick look. I mean, it will look nice. And obviously what we can use is that ambient occlusion gnome to kind of put that around. Maybe kind of fixtures at the top of the bottom of the vertical bars. Yes, absolutely. So once I've got that room defined, there will be a border around those bars. I mean, that looks nice, but it's 20 seconds a frame. That is way too much, where, 20 seconds compared to one, and especially because it is for a short film festival and time sensitive. Yeah. Slight problem. Control S. I am fairly happy with how that's turned out. This back wall will, let's just do that now. So we're going to grab this, and this. Shift D, rotate 90 degrees onto the minus. What we might do is we'll turn off the mirror modifier for everything. And we might select everything, grab that, and I'm just going to scale it in ever so slightly. So obviously these drawers here will be a little bit smaller, which is fine. And then what I need to do is kind of fill in these gaps. So I think what I might do is now go ahead, cursor world origin. Let's go something like that. And we're just going to fluff this. And we'll build it like so. Let's go add modifier, mirror modifier along the X. Lovely jubblies. Let's go ahead and grab this here, G to the Z. This will be, what concrete is this? Huh. Funny enough, I picked the same concrete. Copy material to selected. And then if we kind of go into camera view, we should see in the back that there are these pylons, which kind of, it's okay. That works out fine. Let's go into Eevee. So I am fairly happy with how that's turned out. Let's just try this. I'm going to add in a light probe and this thing. Scale that down, G to the Z. Scale, Shift Z, something like that. I haven't really played around with these as much as I should. We can come over into here, indirect lighting, bake, indirect lighting. I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen. How much of a change is it? Squat. Yeah, okay, that's F12? Not F12. Bake the light, you clown. Bake. And delete. Whatevs. I don't know. Could use a render farm. I could, but I'm fearful about using a render farm just in case that I miss one texture and then I've spent all this time rendering only for it to not render. That worries me. Banks retail seem to love some recessed lighting. So I like the idea, but kind of going... Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. Prime example. Carpeted floors, metal borders, and then we've got kind of like these ceiling tiles. This is interesting because we've got these sensors up here. So you've given me a good point. So maybe what we can do is maybe like a plaster thing, and that'll... Like, I mean, I really like how this has turned out. So let's go ahead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to subdivide, subdivide, and subdivide. From here, I'm going to press I to do an inset. I to do an inset again. Let's go E to extrude. Something like that. And so now we've got this. From here, let's go into noise. Let's just go plaster. Oh, come on. Plaster. Plast. Plaster. Sure. We'll go in shading. Let's come to something like this, and then we're just going to fudge this. From here, let's go into a noise texture. Let's go into a color ramp. So color goes into there, like so. Base color. Let's go. Whoops. Select that. Control T. Control T. I want to go off the object. Scale. Yep. Something like that. I don't want black. I kind of want something like that. And we'll give it a bit of an off cream. Oof. Something. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with how that is looking. Do we go... Oh, what is it? It's a bump? And then from there we can go into that. Then that goes into displace. And then kind of looks like that if we... Is it height or is it strength? I haven't really played with this much. Let's go height. What happens if we throw that into there as well? And we might go increase the detail. Oof. Jeez. Cheese and whiskers, mate. I'm just seeing what it looks like. There we go. Let's now go into 0.1. 0.2. That's not bad. I'm going to go here now. White plastic. Specularity, roughness. So that actually might work. Let's go into select. I'm just going to select this face here. Alt G. Control G. Nope. Select. Shift G. Similar areas. And then we're going to select Control I. Assign. And then if we kind of like have a look at what that looks like. That is a great idea. One of the lights flickering, we sure can do that. But I do like the fixtures. Fixtures idea. But then again, oh man, you were in Australia, we got plastic money. So we can probably get away with it. Yeah, let's do that. We'll trial it and we'll see what it's like. So from here, let's go into a cylinder, rotate X minus blah, whatever. Let's go back into layout. It's going to be a small pipe. Something like so. Hey, buddy. All right, do that. G to the Y. I'm just going to throw that just out there. And then what we'll do is we will plop that into there. From here, we're going to select this edge here. Shift right click to put in our 3D cursor. Let's jump over into the spin tool. No. Yeah? How does a sprinkler look? Because it doesn't bend down. Roof, fire, sprinkler system? Images? Because it kind of... Oh, gosh. This is what Australia is like. That is kind of like what I'm going for. So here in Australia, what you can actually do is get like sprinklers that live on the house. This is the photo that I'm after. And then obviously when it's fire season, it's just sprinklers are going. That's what I'm looking for. But how does it join to the pipe above? Ah, you suck. Bah. Alright, well, we might just have to fudge it. Because I can speak, rotate 90 degrees, scale, G to the Y. Let's go E to extrude. I'm just going to guess what it's going to look like. Let's do that. I to do an inset, E to extrude. From here, let's go E to extrude again. Scale, E to extrude. So that we've got something like that, and I'm not going to be too concerned about it. Maybe what we'll do is with this section here, Control B to do a bevel, and then it's kind of like that's the end piece. Let's do a edge loop along there, GG. From here, let's go period key just to make sure we zoom in on that area. Control B to do a bevel. Alt S, oops, sorry, E to extrude, Alt S. So that we've got that. Lovely. Let's come into here and we're going to go red paint. And we're just going to have a look, see what it looks like. Let's go bright red. Specularity up. Roughness up. Clearly we can see that it's not attached to anything, which is fine for now. Let's go Shift S, cursor to selected. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in a cylinder, scale that in, G to the Z, scale along the Z axis, and then we've got that. I think that this piece here is a little bit too small. Control L, scale, Shift Z. So we've got something like that. Control numpad plus to increase the selection ever so slightly. From here, what we might do is add in a second material, and we'll add in our metal material. Let's go assign, control, whoops, let's go select this edge loop, and we'll go assign as well. I think that works out well because it's just added it's just a little bit of an extra thingy with bob in there. Definitely like the concrete. Shadows. Why have I got jerk shadows? Contact shadows? I know how to fix this. So we're talking about my tutorials as well. You'll be actually surprised how often I've just made a tutorial for myself because I can't remember how to do something. Yeah, there we go. That's right. Okay, so that's that. But obviously now we got 4 lights. So if I'm just going to go like this, let's go something like that. Shift D to the X. Select them both. Shift D to the Y. And so we're literally cheating now. And so we've got this light facing upwards. But you're going to be full 1. And that's kind of just mainly going onto the roof. Do we need it? I think that's okay. I think that works out really well. What we need to do is obviously put some crud on this table. What type of bank is it? Is the next question. Because, I mean, if it's going to be a crud bank, yeah, I don't know if... I don't normal bake something at least once every... Yeah, so that's why I've created that last one with the piece of breads. Actually, no, there's a better way of baking your textures, and that's using Omniverse. So let me go find that video for you guys. I don't want that one. Let's go find that Omniverse. There we go, bake textures in less than 1 minute. I highly recommend, if you're going to be going into different applications, do that one. Are you going to use IPS profiles for the lighting? I don't know. To be decided. Let's jump over into metal, and this will be metal as well. Metal. Let's just go shade smooth. From here as well, we've got to add in that bevel just to kind of give the table a little bit of roundness. It's a little bit too much. 0.01. 0.002. Nice. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and put some crud on the table. So to me, that's looking quite nice. Let's go GZ minus 5 to bring that back down. So we know that this here is going to be our concrete material. So maybe what first we'll do is we'll just give it some solidifier, because it is the bank vault. So shift left click, there we go. Let's come into textures, drop down, copy material to selected. So if we kind of shift N on that, there we go, had the normals facing the wrong way. Let's come into rendered view. Nice. So definitely we're going to have to put in a light just above here. So we can do that now. Let's, gosh, sorry, just starting to see things in the corner of my eye. Shift D. Let's just kind of grab that. Go into our mirror modifiers and remove that one. Let's keep the array. And then we can, actually, let's get rid of the array. And we'll plop that one in there. G, and we'll plop that one in there. Now, as we were discussing earlier, we're not really going to be seeing... Oh, we probably will though. Okay, let's go ahead and maybe build this door out a little bit. Scale on the Y. We also have to build the door frame. So let's go Shift D, P, separate by selection, and we'll grab that. E to extrude, Alt S. So it's out. What we will do is select this all, scale on the Y-axis to make it that little bit bigger. So obviously that's how the door goes in. I think I haven't added in enough geometry, so let's delete that one. Shift S, cursor to selected. Let's go ahead and throw in a cylinder, but I want 35. Why did I put 35? Gosh, I hope that doesn't bite me. 30, 40, 42. I just want to make it a little bit rounder. Scale on the Y-axis. And we'll grab that and that, delete faces, E, and then scale that out. So this is kind of like our vault door. Nice. Do I just keep it like straight? Let's go auto smooth. It needs to have a hinge. The hinge is on this side of the door. So I'm just trying to think now. Let's go tab into edit mode. Shift S, cursor to selected. Shift A, cylinder. Rotate X minus blah, blah, blah. Let's do that. I'm going to plop this here. Let's select that face. Shift right click. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to work. This face here, because it's not going to be able to physically Yeah, something like that. That's a bit better. So that means from here, we've kind of got this like really big, thick plate. Shift D to the X, rotate X 90 degrees, and we will have something like that. This is going to be our hinge. I to do an inset. Let's go. Yeah, let's do the shift right click. That's too much. Let's go right here-ish. And hold control to snap. E to extrude. How's that look? Doesn't look too bad. Let's... Hey! Control I can... Something like that. Obviously, because of physics and so on and so forth, the vault door will actually be tapered. Mind you, it doesn't really matter about this right now. Let's kind of put an edge loop through there. Scale Shift X, Shift Y. We'll just do something like that. And then yeah, so then that'll kind of like rotate along there. I mean, we're not really going to be, well, we're not going to be animating the door moving at all. So it's more just for decoration. But I think that kind of looks nice. Let's just select that area, Control B to do a bevel. I think we might grab this. Let's go G to the X, move it over. GX. And then we will attach that to kind of this section. Control B. Shift S. Control blah. Alright, there we go. And we'll throw that in there like so. I think that looks fine to me. And so what we've done is kind of created our hinge. I dropped a clip of my Hulk. Ah, sweet. I will check that. What's the palette making a classic? Oh, no. This is for an animated short film. No. Where is your reference? My reference is here. Going backwards and forwards. So you can kind of see that there is what I was semi-going for. I don't really like that. That's kind of ugly. I mean, we could have gone... Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? I do kind of like that idea there. I guess what we could do if we want to follow that line, Shift S, cursor to selected, plane, rotate X 90 degrees, scale on that, G, Y, and then what we could do is probably put an edge loop through there, Control B to do a bevel. It's maybe through there, that. Let's go Control LP, separate by selected, and then we can No. Just this. And we'll select these two, scale on the Z, scale on the Z. I'm just thinking. No, I don't like that. Cool, let's do that. Select those there. Control actually we'll just select these as well. Control Shift B. Something like that. Let's go something like that, and then we can bring that over a bit more. So it's kind of like we're creating that plate. That plate does look quite nice. I'm now semi-thinking that these should be bigger. Oops. Scale. Something like that. Something like that. And then we can bring all this over some more. G to the X. We can place that something like so. Definitely these, I don't like this piece here. I mean, they do make semi-sense. So something like that. Let's maybe put some edge loops through there. And then we can grab these. G to the Y. I mean, this section here will be used very briefly in a shot. Let's go ahead, quickly grab all this jazz. Control L. G to the Y. Bring it out. GZ. Something like so. For some reason, recently I have been playing No Man's Sky. Great game. Really random thing. And then let's select that face there. And then if we come into the modifiers, solidify modifier. 0 thickness. GY. Nice. Nice. I think that looks kind of cool. We need to have something here, some sort of control box. Let's select everything. GZ -5, Control S. How's that looking? And then obviously now we've got to extend the roof. Oh, actually, I've already done that. Clever, Marco. So to about there. Let's go ahead and make this a bit bigger. G, X, Y, noise, and then obviously we can come in and light. Oh my goodness, that door is way too big. 1, 2, there we go, scale. Nice. I'm really happy with how that's turned out. And if we come into the shot in here, where's my camera? Control Shift 0. Rotate Z. I think that works really nice. And over in here, we'll probably create some pieces and so on and so forth. But I think that'll be done for another night. Luckily, so for now, I'm going to call it a night. Big day tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining. What videos are coming up? I'm not sure. I'll just show you, there was a ship that we were working on last week. I just want to show you where we're at on that one. I was playing around with textures today. So let's go toggle full screen, file, open recent Dreadnought. This is what it currently looks like in terms of texturing and so on and so forth. So I'm really trying to focus a little bit more on texturing. I'm trying to work out a nice clean way to projection map stuff onto the side. I was going to use a shrink wrap modifier, but because of the fact that I've got an ambient occlusion node, it turned everything brown behind it. So that was kind of infuriating that it took me so long to work that out. Definitely the cockpit needs to be redone. Don't like the look of that. But if I could throw some decals on, it would look so much better. So that'll be another thing. But I mean, it is looking pretty schmick. I really like how it's turning out. I think with a little bit more pipage, maybe an area where we could throw some, you know, of the ship lights in. But yeah, so it's coming along nicely. I love it. I'm happy. But yes, we will keep it from there. Have a good night, guys. Have a good week. It is 20 to 12, midnight. I'll talk to you later. Thank you very much, guys. See you later.